A stray tabby cat kept reaching for the same orange blanket every single night for 11 days straight, and nobody could figure out why. Not the neighbors who fed her, not the woman who finally let her inside. She would walk past a warm bed, past a bowl of food, past every comfortable spot in the house, and press both paws into that one ratty piece of fabric like her life depended on it. And then, on the 12th night, someone finally understood. What they found underneath that blanket would change everything. Her name became Willow, though nobody knew that yet. All anyone knew, back at the very beginning, was a thin gray-brown tabby sitting at the edge of a driveway in late autumn, watching a woman named Claire come and go from her car every morning. Claire noticed her the way you notice a shadow, there then gone. Thin ribs beneath patchy fur, eyes too alert for a cat who should have been resting. She started leaving food. Just a little, tucked behind a flower pot where the wind wouldn't scatter it. The tabby wouldn't come close, not for almost 2 weeks. She would wait until Claire's car pulled away, then dart out, eat fast, and vanish again into the hedge line at the edge of the property. One morning, it rained hard. Claire stepped outside with her umbrella and found the tabby soaked through, pressed into the narrow gap beneath the porch steps, shivering so violently her whole body seemed to hum. Claire didn't think. She crouched down, murmured something soft, and reached in. The cat didn't run. She let herself be lifted, limp and cold, into a stranger's arms for the very first time. Inside, wrapped in a towel by the heater vent, the tabby finally ate a full meal. She slept for nearly 14 hours straight, twitching occasionally, chasing something in a dream Claire couldn't see. When she woke, she didn't run for the door. She didn't hide under furniture the way stray, frightened strays usually do. She simply sat in the middle of the kitchen floor, watching Claire move around the room, as if she were memorizing every detail of this strange, warm place. Claire assumed the hardest part was over. She had no idea it had barely started. Because 3 nights later, the tabby began dragging things. A dish towel from the kitchen, a sock from the laundry basket, one evening an old orange throw blanket that had been folded over the back of a chair for years. She would grip a corner in her teeth, drag it across the floor, and push it into a corner behind the couch. Then she would sit on it. Not sleep, sit. Upright, alert, watching the room like a sentry standing post. Claire assumed it was nesting behavior, something instinctual and harmless, but then the tabby did it again and again. Every single night, the same blanket dragged to the same corner at almost exactly the same hour. If Claire moved the blanket back to the chair, the cat would retrieve it within minutes, meowing the entire way, low and insistent, like she was arguing with the house itself. By night 8, Claire noticed something new. The tabby had started sleeping directly on top of the blanket, curled into the tightest possible circle, chin tucked, ears flat against her skull. She would flinch at every small sound, a car door outside, the refrigerator humming, and every time her paws would press deeper into the fabric, kneading, like she was trying to push herself through the floor and into somewhere safer. Claire began to wonder if this wasn't about comfort at all. It looked like fear. It looked like a cat trying to hide something or protect something or remember something that Claire couldn't see. On the 11th night, she almost gave up trying to understand it. She sat on the floor near the corner, close enough to watch but not far enough not to intrude, and simply waited. The tabby glanced at her once, a long, careful look, and then did something she had never done before. She reached out one paw, not toward the blanket, but toward Claire's hand, resting it there, feather light, and held it. Claire stayed perfectly still. Her heart was pounding for reasons she couldn't fully explain. The next morning, everything changed. Claire lifted the blanket to wash it, gently, expecting the tabby to protest the way she always did. Instead, the tabby stood back and watched, tense but not frantic, as if she finally trusted that nothing bad would happen. And underneath, tucked into the folds where the fabric had bunched against the wall, Claire found the answer she never expected: a small collection of items, quietly gathered one at a time over 11 nights. A child's hair tie, a torn scrap of fabric that matched a curtain from a house 2 streets over, the one that had burned down that spring. A tiny brass button. Claire sat down hard on the floor. She understood, all at once, with a kind of clarity that made her hands shake. This cat hadn't just survived the fire that had displaced half the block months earlier. She had been trying, in the only language she had, to rebuild something. A nest, a memory, a home that no longer existed, recreated one dragged object at a time in the corner of a stranger's living room. She wasn't hoarding out of instinct, she was grieving. Claire didn't move the items again. She simply washed the blanket, folded it carefully, and returned every single piece exactly where the tabby had placed them. That night, for the first time, the cat didn't drag anything new to the pile. She just walked over, circled twice, and lay down against Claire's leg instead of alone in the corner. The nightly ritual slowed after that, not all at once, but steadily, the way grief does when something finally answers it back. Within a month, the blanket moved to the foot of Claire's bed, and Willow, as she was finally named, moved with it, choosing to sleep pressed against a person instead of a pile of borrowed memories. She still keeps one thing from that pile close by, always, tucked into whatever soft place she claims is hers that week. Claire never asks her to give it up. Some things, once you understand what they mean, you simply let them stay. People who meet Willow now see a calm, affectionate cat who greets guests at the door and naps in sunbeams like she has nothing left to fear. They don't see the 11 nights it took her to trust that this house wouldn't disappear too. Claire sees it every single day, in the way Willow still checks the corner sometimes, just to be sure it's still there. If this story reached you, share it with someone who still believes animals don't grieve the way we do. Some of them just show it more quietly than we know how to listen for. Do you think animals grieve the losses we can't see? Or is this just instinct dressed up as something deeper? Tell me what you think in the comments.